Fall is a 2022 film starring Grace Caroline Curry, Virginia Gardner, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. When her husband dies in a tragic free solo climbing accident with her, a woman named Becky spends the next year spiraling out of control with grief. Her best friend Hunter decides the way for her to get over her husband's death is to climb a 2,000-foot tower and spread his ashes, overcoming her fear of loss and to help her move on with her life. The two girls ascend the tower but quickly find themselves trapped at the top after an accident causes the ladder to go plummeting to the ground. Can the girls escape before lack of water kills them both? The concept of this film appealed to me because I like stories in which people are put into situations that appear hopeless and that I can't, as a viewer, figure a way out of. The idea of a couple people trapped on a small ledge at 2,000 feet is a good one. This isn't the first time a film's done something like this. Adam Green's Frozen is another example of people trapped up high fighting the elements. And the success or failure of these sorts of films sort of depends on whether the story can give us enough plot twists and turns that keep us sort of guessing. How can they possibly save themselves from this dire circumstance? With these sorts of films, I always want the film to outsmart me. For the most part, Fall succeeds at this. Though the situation itself is a bit outlandish and you're kind of side-eyeing that these characters would actually make the decision to ascend this giant tower, once they get up there, I found myself mostly tracking that they'd be trying to do these various things to escape or get help. It all kind of made sense. It helps that the actors are really good. Both Grace Caroline Curry and Virginia Gardner, who essentially carry 90% of the film, are pretty believable. I enjoyed spending time with them, even though some of the character relationship twisty twists were completely obvious. The worry here is that you'll be sitting with two super annoying characters for 100 minutes on a 2-foot wide ledge. But thankfully that isn't the case when they actually get to the top. There's also a good final act twist that I didn't see coming, which kind of surprised me because in retrospect it seems very obvious, but in the moment I didn't, so I have to give props to the film for that. Now the main downside with this film is some of the visual effects look pretty hokey and hard to buy. There's a scene right at the very beginning when the husband sort of falls off the cliff that looks really goofy. I think I actually chuckled when I saw him fall. The backstory of what happens with the husband was too obviously the only way to create tension between the two characters. I'm sure you could probably figure out what the twist is, just by me saying two girls and a husband's involved. It's very cliche. And I don't think that the film was as tense or nerve-wracking as the marketing wants you to believe. There are certainly sequences, if you're scared of heights or anything like that, when people are dangling off, they do a really good job of trying to at least convey that these people are really far off the ground. So there's a couple good moments, but overall the tension isn't quite there. But overall, it's a solid thriller. Fall is the sort of film that I wouldn't call an underrated gem, but maybe more of like a polished stone. It's worth a look on a lazy Sunday afternoon. I'm going to give this film a B-.